guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be for beginners, experts, if you need a refresher on anything crochet, watch this video. Y'all, I'm having a terrible day. I'm having a terrible day. I went to work, right, at like 7. I got there. As soon as I got into the parking lot, I started crying. I started crying. When I say crying, I started crying so freaking hard. I don't think working 9-to-5 jobs are for me, especially in my mind. Like, I know like I shouldn't be here because I have a talent. Like, I should not be here. I should not be here. Oh my god, y'all, working and you have like a talent, aspiration, a desire, you have something that you feel like isn't being shown at your current, you know, like job or current position. It's so mentally frustrating because it's like, oh my god, the entire day you're just thinking I could be at home crocheting right now and posting and letting people see my work and my brand. I hope you guys can hear me. I think I'm talking a little low, but I had to leave work at like 9 because somebody saw me and they were like, are you okay? They were like, are you okay? This older guy, the older guys, everybody there loves me, but the older guys, they're so I don't want to say attentive, but they're so like they just analyze you very well. Like, god, I don't know. And one of the guys looked at me, he's like, because at work I'm normally very positive, very happy, smiling, very energetic, you know, just ready to get the day over with so I can get back home. But one of the guys stopped me, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm okay. And he's like, why is your face like that? I'm like, fuck. He called me. He's like, why is your face like that? I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, I don't know, you look kind of sad. This eye started watering, bro. I'm like, I have to find a different job. He's like, oh, you don't like the job? I'm like, no. And he just had to drive off. Like, I turned away because, bro, why would you say that? After that, I just couldn't contain my tears, bro. I was crying until I left. Even after I left, I was crying. Oh my god. So for all the crafters out there, all the people who have a talent, have an art, have something about them that doesn't correlate to clocking in and out of a stupid 9-to-5 job that has absolutely nothing to do with what you actually want to do, I'll pray for you tonight before I go to bed. Sorry. This video is gonna be about beginner tips for crocheting, okay, because that's what I'm good at. And yeah, I feel like who better to teach y'all than me, you know? Okay, so I took notes, and let me pull up my beautiful iPad. The first thing we're going to talk about is your materials. So to crochet, first of all, there's two different types, okay? There's crochet and there's knitting. Knitting uses like 2 needles and you're using both hands at once, I think. I'm pretty sure. I've never knitted in my life, okay? Do I want to try it? Maybe. Will I? Possibly not. I love to crochet. And plus I'm not left-handed at all, so I don't really know how that works. I'm not interested. Anyway, so crochet only uses 1 needle, 1 hook, whatever you want to call it. The 3 materials that you will always use and always need when you're crocheting is your scissors. Make sure they're sharp and not dull, because if they're dull, it's going to be tough for you to cut that yarn, and you're going to be very annoyed. You're going to need scissors, you're going to need your crochet hook, and you're going to need your yarn of your choice. Now we're going to move into the types of yarn. So there are several different types. I'm probably just going to take you guys into my crochet room and let's get into the different types of yarn. So first I want to talk to you guys about types of yarn. So there are several different types of yarn, several different sizes for yarn, and several different things that you can make with each kind of yarn. Like there's different textures, different types, different sizes. Like, okay, so this is a size 4 yarn. I use this yarn with my 4.25mm crochet hook. Your crochet hook and your size of yarn have to be similar in some type of way. The smallest I would go for the size 4 yarn would be like a 4. I would maybe do a 3.75 if I couldn't find my 4.25 or the 4, but I always keep that 4.25 on me. Okay, so this is my favorite yarn. I use this size yarn for my bathing suits, my shorts, my tops, my beanies, my scarves. Nearly everything that I've made, I've used size 4 yarn. I only use like bulky yarn if it's for like a random artsy project that I just want, that I'm just creating just because, or I'm just like trying something new. But mainly size 4 because it's so versatile. Like I can't make a bikini in a size 6 yarn. You can, but I don't know how much water that would soak up. And it's gonna be very bulky. You know, bikinis are soft, tiny, you know, fit into your purse probably. You can't fit no size 10 yarn bikini in your purse. So yeah, size 4, size 4.25mm crochet hook will get you anywhere. Oh, also making a book cover is pretty easy too. I've made a book cover and some leggings. Leggings are really easy too to make. I'm sorry, leg warmers. Welcome to my yarn room. I'm literally not done with it, but this is my yarn wall so far. She's super cute. She has tons of yarn. Let's get into the types of yarn, okay, and why I specifically would be using that piece of yarn for. I have new yarn that I haven't opened yet. My mother-in-law actually gave me a whole bunch of yarn as a gift that I haven't been able to use yet. Okay, like I said, if you turn the labeling around, you'll see the size of yarn. This is a size 6. And sometimes it will even tell you the size hook that you should use as well. Oh yeah, so it says if you're knitting, you should use that. If you're crocheting, it's suggesting that you use a size 9mm. I would probably use a 5 for this. I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't tried using this yarn yet, so don't quote me, but the yarn isn't that thick. So I don't know, I'll probably use a 5, but I don't know. I would use this yarn for a blanket or a chunky like sweater or something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't really use this for any crochet pieces that I would wear. You can, but I wouldn't. This is another different texture of yarn. I actually don't know how to describe this. It's a little furry. Definitely softer than the size 4 yarn that I showed you guys earlier, but I don't know how to explain this yarn. I would use this yarn for the same things that I would use my regular size 4 yarn for as well, but I wouldn't make bikinis with it only because this is furry. But I feel like it would probably react just as good as the regular yarn that I normally use. And when I say regular yarn, I mean this. Can you see the texture difference? I wouldn't really use this to make a bikini, you know? Like I would just use something more stable you know, something like that. I have 3 more examples to show you guys. There is furry yarn, super furry yarn as well. This is a size, it's a size 6, super bulky. I used my 4.25 millimeter crochet hook to crochet this, okay? I wouldn't always follow their suggestions, but if you want to, you can. I don't use no size 6. This yarn is the thinnest that I have right now. Super hard for you guys to tell on camera, but this yarn is way thinner than my regular size 4. This is a size 3 light. I would only use this if I was making something for like a baby or a long, say I wanted to make a dress, right? I wanted to make a foot-long dress. I would use this so it could be light on the body. Sometimes yarn can be very heavy, especially if your piece isn't see-through. So I would use this yarn. It would take me a little longer since it wouldn't cover that much space than the regular size 4 yarn that I use, but it's overall better because it's lighter, it's thinner, and your piece will probably look a little better too than compared to if you use the size 4. This right here is my absolute favorite to make when I'm making bikinis. It dries up really quick, and it's kind of like a worsted, I think that's how you pronounce it, a worsted yarn. If you guys could only see, oh my god, the texture, I don't even know how to describe. The texture is a little tougher than the regular size 4, but this is also a size 4 medium. You can get it at Michael's. They had it at Joann's too, but Michael's, Hobby Lobby. The next size up that I have is this. I actually don't know what size this is because I don't have the packaging anymore, but I wouldn't make any clothing out of this unless it was like a statement piece. I'm assuming this is probably a 6, 5. I'm just gonna say 6. I've honestly never really used this. I only made 1 piece out of it, I think. 2 pieces? 2 pieces, yeah. Those pieces were actually fire. If you want to make something quick, a statement piece, use the big yarn. And the last type of yarn that I have is the biggest size. I don't know what size this is either, but the only thing I've made out of this was a blanket, and I haven't touched it since, so it's kind of being wasted, but I am gonna make a blanket again, so hopefully I can finish using it. I really just want you guys to see the difference in the texture from the camera. If you can, like, I don't know how to explain. You really just have to go in the yarn store and figure out which yarn works best for you. All of those, I would use my 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. That's it. Or the 4. If I was using this, I would use a 5 millimeter crochet hook for this. I actually do have my crochet hooks. This is the biggest crochet hook that I have. It's a 30 mm. What the freak? I don't even know where I got this from, probably Amazon. I would only use this for the gray yarn that I showed you guys because it's easier to wrap around the hook. Everything else, I use my 4.25, okay? Don't let nobody tell you can't use a 4.25. I do have a whole pack of these. These are my 4.0, my 4 millimeter crochet hooks. For some reason, these came very rubbery with a rubbery feeling on it. I only use metal crochet hooks, by the way. They're my absolute favorite. I have tried the wooden ones, didn't like them. I have also tried the plastic, I think. I don't like those either. And they also have crochet hooks that have like cushion right here as well, where you'll be like holding it, but I don't like those either. So for 4.0, I got these from Amazon as well. They come in an entire pack because I'm always losing them. I have a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. I would definitely use this for the thinner size 3 yarn. It's very lightweight, so this would be the perfect crochet hook to use if you wanted tight stitching. Your stitches also depend on how you're holding your crochet hook and the amount of tension that you're using in your hands. This determines your piece, okay? Your hand positioning and your tension. If your tension is off, your piece is gonna be looser and probably stretch a little more than you would like. So definitely get comfortable with how you're holding your crochet hook, because you're gonna be very disappointed in your piece if you're not holding it right and if you're not putting enough tension on the piece. This is my 5mm crochet hook. I haven't used this bad boy in so long. I would say the very first hook that you should get is a 5. It's the easiest hook that you can literally start with, and then you can get smaller in sizing once you get comfortable with holding the crochet hook and everything like that. I have a whole packet of crochet hooks, y'all. I never use any of these. I don't even know what this one is. A 10? Like, why do you need a 10? 5, 4.5, 4.2. The easiest you can start with. Okay, I hope that helped. The next thing are the best beginner crochet stitches. When I started, I found a YouTube tutorial for a bikini top, I think it was. I wanted to make my first crochet project something that I could possibly actually wear. Didn't end up wearing that crochet piece, but I just wanted to try it and see if I could make an actual clothing item with my bare hands. So I did that and it turned out a mess. Hopefully I can find some type of footage for that. But it was my first time and it turned out pretty decent. So I would say the best beginner pieces to make if you want to make clothing would be like a bikini top or a skirt. Skirts are super easy. A hat or like a beanie or like a bucket hat is pretty easy. So next we're going to talk about patterns. I see a lot of people always saying that they don't know how to read patterns. You guys are missing out on the fun, okay? I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people do change up their patterns and they make it hard to read, and then you have to watch a video while reading the pattern. Like, I try to make my patterns as simple as possible. It is easier to read my patterns if you've watched one of my videos and you can understand the language that I use in my patterns. It would be easier, but I feel like my patterns are straightforward, easy to read, and I provide you tips in a mini dictionary at the top of the pattern. So I feel like my patterns are easier to read than most people, but that's just my opinion. So we're gonna get into patterns just a little bit, just with the verbiage. I don't want you guys to be afraid of these, okay? To show you guys how versatile yarn and your crochet hook can be, I'm using a size 4 yarn to show you guys the easiest and different stitches that they have. And I'm going to be using a 5.0mm crochet hook, which was the very first hook that I used when I first started. Okay, so the basics, literally the basics of every single crochet project is your start, okay? Your start, your middle, and your end. So those are the 3 main things you need to know how to do. So we're gonna first, of course, start our project. Here I'm just gonna show you guys the different stitches basically, instead of actually going into an actual piece. That's what the tutorials are for. So we're just gonna start with a slip stitch. Put the yarn in the palm of your hand, wrap it around 2 fingers, put your crochet hook in the hole that you just made, wrap your yarn that's connected to the rest of your yarn ball, point your hook downward, and just pull that yarn through. Now you're going to hold on to the yarn that you just pulled, hold on to the tail end here, and just pull tightly. This is a slip knot. This is the very first thing that you'll learn to do in order to make any crochet piece that you want to make. Okay, to begin your crochet pieces, it's either this or it's a magic circle, but the magic circles are a little more complicated. So we're just going to start chaining. Okay, this is also a term that people who make patterns, they also use that terminology as well. A slip knot, which is what we just did, and chaining. This is you building onto your piece to start. So to chain, we're just going to yarn over and pull that yarn through. Yarn over, pull through. We just chained 2 just now. With the bigger crochet hook, your stitches are going to be a little bit bigger to match the size hook that you have, if that makes sense. If I was to use a smaller yarn, and I also use a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, my chains would be a little bit smaller than what they are right now. Can you see the size difference there? So we're just gonna chain 8 more, just make it an even 10. Yarn over, pull through, 3, yarn over, pull through, 4, yarn over, pull through, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 10 chains right here, and you can count them by just counting each braid that you basically did. You have 10 chains in total. So now we're going to go back on those chains, and I'm going to show you guys how to do a single crochet. So we're going to go right back down, and we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to skip the first stitch that we're attached to because it is kind of hard to kind of go back into that. So we're going to go into the 9th chain that we did, and you're always going to go into one side of your braid. You're not going to go like this, you're not going to go like this. No, you're going to go into the left side of your braid right here. So you're going to go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. You just single crocheted 1 time. Go into the next stitch, which is the 8th chain. Go in, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through both. And literally keep going. Go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. And that's how you do a single crochet. Okay, now we're gonna do a half double crochet. Half double crocheting takes up a little bit more space, and it is quicker to finish your piece if you're doing a half double crochet. So we're gonna yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, just like that. I'm going to do it again. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through again. Yarn over, go into the next one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1 more time. I'm going to do this a few more times so you guys can see how the stitch looks. And when people list this half double crochet into their written pattern, it's always listed as HDC for half double crochet. And this is all you're doing. Half double crocheting, as you can see, it is bigger, a lot bigger actually, than the single crochet, so it does take up a lot more space. Now I'm gonna do a double crochet. The double crochet is also bigger than the half double crochet, and also takes up a lot of space as well. So I normally do these. I normally do the double crochet, like I've done it a couple of times in my shorts that I've been making. It allows me to finish the piece way quicker than if I was to do a single crochet, because that would take me a whole freaking day to finish the piece. So now we're gonna do double crochets, okay? Double crochets, you're gonna yarn over again at the beginning as well. Go into the piece, the chain, I'm sorry. Yarn over, pull through. You have three loops on your hook, but you're gonna yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, and go through the last 2 loops. That's a double crochet. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're gonna go into the next stitch, yarn over, go through, yarn over, pull through again, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay. Once you get comfortable with it, you can speed up, slow down, and do the piece at your own pace. And this is how the double crochet looks. Keep in mind, it's also more airy, meaning with the single crochet, we couldn't see in between each stitch. With the half double crochet, you were kind of beginning to see between each stitch, but with double crochet, once you pull it, you can see my pink countertop behind it. So you can definitely get a piece done with the double crochet much quicker than any other stitch. But now we're gonna do the treble stitch, which is literally just like the double crochet, but it also is bigger, takes up more space. So instead of yarning over once at the beginning, we're gonna yarn over twice. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 4 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, that's literally it. Don't make it more complicated than it is. Okay, treble stitch, you're yarning over twice, going into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over twice, go into the next one, yarn over, pull through 2, 2, 2. Again, guys, these are the most basic stitches when you're just learning how to crochet. If you want to be an overachiever, go ahead and make a single crochet blanket if this isn't for you. And this is how the treble stitch looks. Way bigger, probably double the size of the half double crochet. Yeah. I honestly haven't done any pieces using the treble stitch, but I think I will try it. And that concludes the stitches part of this introduction. And again, I was using the 5-point crochet hook and a size 4 yarn, just to show you guys how versatile your crochet hooks and your yarn can be. I will see you guys on the next video. Trust in me. I can, you said I can trust in you.